Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers use NFL loophole to reunite with rookie defender, report. The Pittsburgh Steelers re-signed undrafted rookie linebacker Julius Welschof to the practice squad on November 26, according to Steelers.com reporter Teresa Varley, and they utilized a slight NFL loophole to do so. Just after the move, The Athletic's Mike DeFabua reminded that Welschof was in camp with the Steelers before sustaining a knee injury in the preseason finale. He qualifies for the international player pathway, which means the OLB doesn't count against the practice squad total. In other words, Pittsburgh won't have to release anyone in order to bring Welschof back into the mix. It's a no-risk practice squad flyer on a prospect that general manager Omar Khan and head Mike Tomlin liked enough to sign in the first place. Welschof was originally signed by the team as an undrafted free agent following the 2024 NFL Draft, Varley detailed in her article. He started at defensive end for Charlotte but had his 2023 season cut short due to injury, playing in 4 games. He began his career at Michigan, where he played in 35 games. In 2022 he played in all 14 games. Welschof is from Maisbach, Bavaria, Germany. This qualifies him for the International Player Pathway program that DeFabua mentioned. With outside linebacker Alex Highsmith, ankle, battling another injury, the Steelers have continuously bolstered their edge rusher depth throughout the year. First, they attempted to re-sign Marcus Golden this summer, but he chose to retire after briefly rejoining the organization. Later, Pittsburgh traded for Preston Smith, not to mention they've seesawed prospects like Ade Ogundeji and Welschof on and off the practice squad. Fortunately, even with Highsmith ailing, the Steelers have sturdied this position in recent weeks. Nick Herbig has returned across from superstar T.J. Watt, spelling Highsmith. Then Smith has slotted into Herbig's old role for depth. Pittsburgh also has OLB/special teamer Jeremiah Moon on the active roster if they need him. Smith has now appeared in 3 games with the Steelers, and he's settled into a fairly consistent role. Against the Cleveland Browns in Week 12, the veteran trade acquisition logged 17 defensive snaps and was credited with 1 quarterback pressure according to Pro Football Focus. Smith also contributed 3 tackles and 1 key defensive stop versus the Browns, per PFF, but on the flip side, he was charged with 1 missed tackle. In his 3 games since joining the organization, Smith has now played defensive snap counts of 23, 17 and 17 again. With Herbig performing well, Smith's usage should dip a bit once Highsmith is back, but he's likely done enough to carve out some sort of active role down the stretch. For anyone who watched the game on Thursday night, it's no stretch to say that Herbig was the Steelers' most impactful defender in Cleveland. PFF agreed, awarding him an elite 93.1 grade out of 100. As a pass rusher specifically, Herbig earned a 94.6 out of 100. He was credited with 4 quarterback pressures, including the strip sack forced fumble on Browns quarterback Jameis Winston. Herbig also contributed as a run defender according to PFF, with 4 key defensive stops and 3 tackles. His lone blemish came in the tackling department, as Herbig was charged with 2 missed tackles. Having said that, it was a stellar outing overall for a developing draft pick who has done nothing but continue to push for more playing time. Do Steelers need personnel adjustments on offense? This is a topic that I've heard quite a bit recently, especially after the Steelers lost to the Browns. While Arthur Smith had the benefit of the doubt for a while, a downturn of offensive production is changing that. Are his personnel packages becoming a problem, one that they need to change? The Steelers knew long before they hired him that Arthur Smith likes big personnel. But does MyCole Pruitt need to play near career-high snap percentages? Do we need to see Connor Hayward for 15-plus snaps a game while not contributing to the passing game? The Steelers have a really strong tight end duo in Pat Freiermuth and Darnell Washington, so that leaves them plenty of opportunity to run out of 12 personnel. But Hayward is not a plus blocker, or at least rarely is. And 30-plus snaps for Michael Pruitt to average 3.9 yards per carry? I'm not seeing it. If they want to run heavier sets, there's no reason the Steelers can't do more of the tackle-eligible tight end. They used to run that a lot, but Spencer Anderson is only getting a few snaps here and there. It's not like defenses are respecting Pruitt and Hayward in the passing game, so just use another lineman. And while the Steelers are using Mike Williams more, they're still not throwing to him. Van Jefferson makes a key catch here and there, granted, but barring an injury last time out, he's still seeing 50 snaps a game. Whatever they have been doing lately, the Steelers clearly could be doing better. Sure, they've only lost one game after rattling off a 5-game winning streak, and I get that. But are the Steelers limiting themselves on offense just by virtue of the personnel Arthur Smith insists on using? Is he becoming beholden more to packages than he is to the personnel the talent dictates? The Steelers brought back a familiar name on Tuesday. Per a team announcement, Pittsburgh has signed outside linebacker Julius Welschof to the practice squad. Welschof spent the summer with the Steelers after signing with the team as an undrafted free agent in 2024. Welschof was born in Germany and played with the Munich Cowboys for 4 years before playing 4 years of college football in the United States. He played 3 years with Michigan and 1 year with Charlotte. As a result, 2024 is his rookie season in the NFL, but Welschof is 27 years old. Welschof impressed in the preseason with the Steelers, tying for the second most sacks in the NFL, 3, over the 3-game period. He also logged 8 total tackles. Welschof was placed on season-ending injured reserve in August with a knee injury, but was later waived with an injury settlement, allowing him to re-sign with the Steelers later in the season. After the signing, the Steelers now have a full 17 players on the practice squad. Steelers Reacts survey: should the Steelers re-sign Russell Wilson? Welcome to Week 13 of Steelers Reacts. After an ugly loss to the Cleveland Browns, how far will fan confidence fall? Also, a report broke on November 23 from The Athletic's Diana Russini that the Steelers are expected to re-sign Russell Wilson for the 2025 season. Of course, there's a lot left of 2024 to affect that decision, but what are your thoughts on Wilson returning for another season? Let us know in this week's poll question. As far as the question is concerned, we defined market value as something in the ballpark of Spotrac's estimated $40.7 million average per year for Wilson, or what you think teams will be willing to pay him at the end of the year. It sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money, but the current quarterback market is that expensive. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Russell Wilson? Leave your opinion in the comments.